Hello guys, really welcome. We're going to continue with the next topic, and in this case the principal objective, guys, is to try to identify other reporting verbs. And we're going to start, guys, very quickly. If you remember in the previous video, we remembered how we can report ideas using reported speech. And well, the most common verb that we use is said when you're talking about general things. For example, Funai said that the trade was under threat. Or for example, when you're talking about or when someone is reporting to a specific person, we usually use told. For example, in this case, the professor told me that I needed to complete my final project. Or when we have questions, we usually use another verb, which is asked. For example, in this case, we have many online commentators asked what the authorities were doing to save the tribe. Okay, so this was what we checked in the previous lesson. But today we're going to check other special reporting verbs that we can use, especially when we want to report commands and requests or advice, promises, offers, invitations, and reminders. So in this case, obviously, we have other alternatives. For example, we usually use asked and told if we are going to report commands and requests. We use advised if we want to report, obviously, pieces of advice. Then we use promised to this report promises. We use the verb offered when we are reporting offers. We use invited when we are reporting invitations, and we use reminded when we are reporting reminders. So basically, these are the basic special reporting verbs: asked, told, advised, promised, offered, invited, and reminded. Well, in Spanish, guys, commands and requests is like peticiones, ordenes. Advice, what is advice? And well, reminders in this case, in Spanish, I don't know if you remember, guys, but in Spanish means recordatorios. So the only difference here, guys, is that when we report with these special verbs, they have a special and a special structure. For example, when we are using asked, told, reminded, invited, and advised, we use someone and a specific person, and then to do, in this case, the verb, or not to do. When we're talking about promised and offered, is not necessary to include a person, and we use to do or not to do. So this is the only difference. This is not like normal reported speech. In this case, it's a little bit different. We're going to check some examples so you can see how is this different. For example, in this case, imagine that I want to report this idea. It says, Marta to Amy. It said, don't forget to turn off your cell phone. In this case, guys, what do you think that could be the best special verb that I can use to report? We have asked, told, reminded, invited, advised, promised, or offer. For example, Marta asked, Marta told, Marta reminded, Marta invited, Marta advised, Marta promised, or Marta offered. If you look and pay attention here, it's a don't forget is like a reminder. So we can say, in this case, Marta reminded Amy to turn off her cell phone. So here is the special reported form. Marta reminded Amy to turn off her cell phone. In this case, I didn't repeat don't forget because it's not necessary. It's very repetitive. Okay, let's see another example. In this case, we have Jose to Marta. Can you set up my email? If you pay attention, Jose is asking for help to Marta. So in this case, what could be the best alternative? I think in this case, it's better asked. Well, in English, asked can have two different meanings. For example, one could be le pidió o preguntó. So in this case, it's more like pidió, pedir. So in this case, you can say Jose asked Marta to set up his email. So in this case, this is the reported form. Okay, now let's see another example. It says Amy to Jose, come and watch the movie on our new flat screen TV. If you pay attention here, guys, Amy is making like an invitation to Jose. So in this case, it's better if we use invited. So we can say Amy invited Jose to watch the movie on their new flat screen TV. So in this case, guys, I didn't repeat come because if this is an invitation, obviously it's not necessary. It's repetitive. And another example, it says Marta to Amy. It says plug in the battery charger. So in this case, if you look, it's like an order. This is like an order. So we can use like asked and told. And you can say, for example, Marta asked Amy to plug in the battery charger. Also, you can use told. So these are very similar ideas. Okay, now let's see the next one. It says Amy to Jose. Don't worry, I'll turn it off when I'm done. Okay, if you pay attention here, it says don't worry, I'll turn it off. Will, in this case, it sounds like a promise. So the best option here is promise. So you can say Amy promised to turn it off when she was done. In this case, if you pay attention, don't worry, it's not necessary. So it's better only to write the specific idea. So this is better in this case. Okay, now let's see the next one. It says Jose to Marta, you should charge your cell phone. Okay, you pay attention here, guys. We have should. So this is simple. It's like a piece of advice. So obviously advised is better in this case. So you can say Jose advised Marta to charge her cell phone. Okay, let's see another one. It says Marta to Amy, don't eat in the classroom. Okay, well, if you pay attention, it's like an order. So it sounds better asked and told. So you can say Marta asked Amy, but in this case, if you look, it's negative. It said don't eat. So we're going to use not to. So Marta asked Amy not to eat in the classroom. Also, you can use told. In this case, Marta told Amy not to eat in the classroom because in this case it's negative. Let's see another example. It says Jose to Marta, I will not fail my exam. Okay, so in this case, if you look carefully, it's like a promise, but it's negative because it says will not. So you can say Jose promised not to fail his exam. Okay, and then the next one, it says Amy to Marta, you shouldn't go out at night. Okay, in this case, you have shouldn't, so it's a negative expression. So if you pay attention, it's advised, so it sounds better advised, but it's negative. So you can say Amy advised Marta not to go out at night. Okay, guys, so it's very important, guys, that you remember these special verbs. These are especially when you're talking about commands, requests, pieces of advice, promises, offers, invitations, reminders. And the most important is that you need to remember that they have a special form. This form is like the one that you need to remember. And well, this is another alternative, guys, that you need to study. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.